Hey, Jen.
Oh.
Hello. No nice uniform tonight.
I'm double hatting because I'm on ambulance pager.
Oh.
So it's nondescript.
Okay, all right.
Any of your guys go west, or is that all in Nippigan?
We started that way, but it was closer to Nippigan.
Oh.
It's at camp.
Oh.
I think it's working. I'm not really sure.
Oh, you are?
I believe so.
Okay, good evening, everybody. First of all, I'd like to begin by acknowledging that we are in Robinson Superior Treaty Territory and that the land on which we gather is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe and the Métis. I have approval of the agenda for tonight. We're all good with it. Any disclosures of interest? Hearing none, we have no delegations. And question period. We have no questions, Rosalie, you're... Okay. We'll move right on into minutes of the previous meeting. Resolution 320-23. Moved by Councillor Morrow, seconded by Councillor Bryson, that the minutes of the Council and Committee of the Whole meeting held September 26, 2023 be accepted as circulated. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Business arising from the minutes, Committee of the Whole recommendations. Resolution 321-23, moved by Councillor Bergeau, seconded by Councillor Morrow, that Council authorize the write-up of property taxes in the amount of $2,933 for the following accounts. Roll number 58510000323900, 58510000117700, and 58510000323900. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 322-23. Moved by Councillor Bryson, seconded by Councillor Morrow, that Council declare the 2013 Chevy Red Silverado vehicle as a surplus asset to be disposed of, and that the vehicle be advertised for sale on GovDeals at an opening bid of $2,000. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 323-23, Moved by Councillor Morrow, second by Councillor Bergeron, that council accept the quotation from Valentino Trucking in the amount of $14.45 per ton, plus applicable taxes for the supply and delivery of 800 ton of winter sand and the rental of the stacker. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 324-23, moved by Councillor Morrow, seconded by Councillor Bryson. The council approved the purchase of 3 sets of bunker gear for the Schreiber Volunteer Fire Department in the amount of $3,265 per set, plus applicable taxes and freight from A.J. Stone Company and Limited. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 325-23. Moved by Councillor Bergeau, seconded by Councillor Morrow. The council approved the purchase of the 4XR multi-gas detector from ABC Fire and Safety Limited in the amount of $900 plus applicable taxes. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 326-23. Moved by Councillor Morrow, seconded by Councillor Bryson, that the Council of the Township of Schreiber support Resolution RC 23163 of the Corporation of the Municipality of Wawa with respect to the Government of Ontario maintaining OHIP coverage for chronic pain treatments. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 327-23. Moved by Councillor Bryson, seconded by Councillor Morrow. The council accept the quotation from Needless Productions in the amount of $450, including applicable taxes, to provide DJ services for the 2023 Township Christmas Social. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Move on to accounts for payment. Resolution 328-23. Moved by Councillor Morrow, seconded by Councillor Bergeau, that checks issued on the general bank account in the month of September 2023 in the amount of $362,758.71 for general accounts payable be approved and ratified. Discussion?
I just have one. Anybody else? Marlene, check number 27300
27300.
to Certified Tracking Solutions, Inc. What was that for, Mark?
Certified tracking, you said?
Yep,
Is that like
certified
GPS?
Is it GPS?
I think so.
That's a GPS? That's two. Tell me it's two.
No, that's the subscription.
Oh, okay. So this is an annual subscription we paid this time of year?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Is that right?
I don't know if anybody else had anything else on there?
Hearing no more, all those in favor? Carried. Resolution 329-23. Moved by Councillor Morrow, seconded by Councillor Bryson, that bank debits issued on the general bank account in the month of September 2023 in the amount of $57,177.97 for payroll be approved and ratified. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Unfinished business. Resolution 330-23. Moved by Councillor Bourgeot, seconded by Councillor Morrow, that resolution 308-23 be rescinded in its entirety. Discussion? All those in favor?
Tammy, do we know, this is I went back through some of the other invoices from this company. I'm a little taken aback at that administration fee, 10%.
Every invoice,
Since when?
for as long as I've been here. I negotiated, I think, one time for them to drop it. And the rest of the time, it's always there.
So how was, we approved this last meeting, so how was it missed? It was just his miss?
My fault. He sent it to me and said, oh, he made a mistake, sent me a second one. I didn't delete the first email.
Okay. All right.
All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 331-23, moved by Councillor Morrow, seconded by Councillor Bourgeot, that council approve the expenditure request and approval to proceed from the Ontario Clean Water Agency for Schreiber water treatment analog card replacements in the amount of $6,573.80, including applicable taxes. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Sorry, it's 331. Resolution 332-23, moved by Councillor Bryson, second by Councillor Morrow, that bylaw 42-2023 being a bylaw to amend bylaw 36-2023 be enacted. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 333-23. Moved by Councillor Morrow, second by Councillor Burgeot, that council approve the purchase of 7 Barco board walk-through wheelchair accessible tables in the amount of $10,911.95, excluding shipping and applicable taxes. Discussion?
Were these tables part of the downtown revitalization project?
Yeah,
It was?
I
So,
believe so.
so at the last meeting on September 26th, our grant, Kim indicated that the downtown revitalization project was complete and all the reports had been sent in. So my question then is, if these tables were part of the original project, was this invoice submitted before that project was closed?
Yes, it was. I didn't bring it forward to council for resolution. I missed it.
But this went in for grant?
Yeah.
Okay.
All those in favor? Carried. So we move on to our committee of the whole portion of the meeting. And number 1, acting CO/Kirk report, Christmas, New Year's council scheduling.
So this is basically a suggestion that we move the council meetings in January, bump them down a week, just because of the Christmas holidays and not being able to prepare an agenda reports, and there's 5 Tuesdays in January, so it still leaves 2 weeks between the last one in January and the first one in February.
Yeah, everything
And
was pretty
the
straight.
second council meeting in December, I didn't mention it in the report, but it falls on the stat holiday, so there's only one meeting in December.
Okay.
Number 2, amendments to the traffic and parking bylaw.
The municipal law enforcement officer came to me and said she's been asked to issue tickets to vehicles parked on vacant lots that the municipality owns, but the bylaw didn't have an offense for that. All the traffic and parking bylaw offenses deal with parking on roads, not on other property. So what we did was we suggested that we add a definition for township property. Then we say it's an offense to park a vehicle on township property, except within designated parking areas, because we would have some property we own that has a parking lot.
Right.
People are allowed to park there.
Right.
And then when I was looking at the bylaw, there had this, in the penalties section, it had this, anyone who commits an offense under the provisions of this bylaw, except a designated provision, is guilty of an offense. And I said to Karen, what is a designated provision? And she said, I don't know. We looked, there's no definition. I don't know if that was a cut and paste error from another municipality or something, but we just take that.
To remove that.
I don't know what it is. It gives someone a defense. Well, it was a designated provision.
Yeah.
Right.
And that bylaw, if you like, it will be on the next agenda for council.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it makes
Then
sense.
bring it forward, yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Number 3, treasurer report, 2024 draft budget schedule. The recommendation here is proceed with schedule.
And the other thing we were asking for is a levy increase target range. Now, this is something I understand your council hasn't done before, but it would be helpful to staff to know what level of tax increase you might be comfortable with, so that when we're preparing the budget, we can sharpen pencils or not, depending on what's happening. I mean, I don't know what the inflation rate is right now, but
It's about 4%.
When do you want this?
Six, Maureen, this is achievable, the schedule?
I think there I'm just a little unclear about the October the 24th,
Okay,
because there's, if that changes anything materially, because this is saying it's in the open session.
yeah, we had planned to bring it, but now council asked earlier to have a second closed session on
Yeah.
it,
So
so
we
we'll
just-
have to adjust that.
just,
The
but,
water and sewer.
but these dates are doable?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, we were pretty thorough in going through it.
So that we would have a 2024 budget early April. Am I reading that right?
For like,
The 9th.
April the 9th? Am I reading that right?
Yeah.
I'm excited. That was a great job. No, honestly, that was a really great job.
so the only thing I can raise is that when I brought up, and I talked about this earlier, when I thought it would be a good idea to have the closed session meetings for educating council, I assumed that those were committee of the whole meetings. So this whole budget schedule says closed session, COW meeting, but it's actually part of the council meeting. It's
Right.
just me not being used to it, so
Oh,
we'll
okay.
fix that too. That's my mistake.
Okay.
So do you want this levy increase target right now?
Would be helpful.
I'd say inflation rate's 4%. At the start. We cut pretty deep last time.
Yeah, we did. We had 4.9 and then we went down to 1.79. I mean, with everything out there, I can't disagree with 4%.
So that's, we can aim for 4 and then
It's a start.
bring it forward. Yeah.
Just a
Maybe
starting
you'll
point.
know later on when this comes forward, you'll already have your water and sewer, so you'll be looking at what are people paying. You might wanna go lower than 4, but we'll bring it forward with the 4%. This is what a 4% increase looks like.
Mhm.
Thank you, that's helpful.
Is everybody okay with that? What's that?
So, no comment. If everyone's fine, I think that's perfect. Someplace to start.
Okay.
Starting point.
Number 4. Director of Status Report.
Any update on the truck?
The worst case scenario.
I was hoping you wouldn't ask. I actually am in the process of getting some information on possibly renting a truck to see if there's one available, because we are really in danger zone right now. I mean, we could get weather any day that will require sanding. I spoke to Terrace Bay. They are willing to help us out, but of course Terrace Bay would get sanded first,
Right.
as you might imagine. They still have not been able to diagnose the truck. They have had 2 different people working on it, so I've been on the phone with them, making sure that they understand that that is our one and only piece of machinery that we have to sand with. So, like, it is a vital piece of equipment. So now I'm looking into, do we have to rent something that's affordable or available?
Because you still have no date that it's gonna be repaired. You
They
haven't brought
haven't
into
even
the shop.
diagnosed it yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So once they determine what part is needed, is there gonna be a lead time on delivery? I can't
Right.
answer any of that. The grader is their top priority. We're just waiting on the axles to be replaced with the used axles that are available from a grader that burnt. So we are expecting that very soon, but it's going to be the sander that we need first.
Right. Tammy, in that you said the good news is that we're under budget for the differential bill. Do you remember what that budget was?
I wanna say that we had it priced at 60,000.
Was that about 60?
I was gonna say 60 or
Good.
70.
Yeah.
Like you said, yeah.
And we're gonna come in under. Hopefully.
65 was the budget?
65?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Now this proposal from Marathon, is this something worthwhile for us to explore, or?
My
Since
question would be, what's wrong with our Olympia?
Yeah, like,
We had breakdowns in the past.
So since I've been here 2 years, I've not experienced a breakdown with our Olympia.
Yeah.
But touch wood on that one. So, I mean, it really is up to you whether or not, because if your Olympia does go down in the middle of your ice season, that means you don't have ice.
and is it like a one-time fee they're looking for, or is this becoming an annual thing for maintenance or whatever?
Yeah, I think I'd want a little more information on, is it $5,000 every year, or is
Yeah,
it
like-
just a $5,000 shot and then the Olympia
Sits,
stays there? Like, I know where this originated from, because Marathon had issues with theirs, and they floated Terrace Bays down there
Yeah.
for a month or two. And that, it does make sense
Yeah.
if there's 4 or 5 communities involved in it.
Yeah, if they do break down, then nice to have a spare, for sure.
It does make sense, but I would like to,
The reason I don't have a concrete number for you at this point is they were just fishing around for communities that might be interested.
Right.
My response to her was, I can't dedicate a solid answer to you until I know how many other communities are interested and what the bottom line's gonna look like for Schreiber.
Yeah.
right, and makes sense. And like Dave says, is it every year that they want that number,
Yeah,
or just the one-time shot?
I assume it's like a
And-
one-time shot, but.
Yeah, and you raised a valid point. Would we not just drive the Terrace Bays Olympia down here?
well, they need it during the winter season, that's the problem. And when Marathon was borrowing Terrace Bays, they didn't have ice yet. Because Marathon does summer ice. Once Terrace Bay got ice in, that was the urgency to get their Olympia back, because you can't have ice without an Olympia.
Can you find out how old our Olympia is?
Yep.
Tammy, just out of curiosity.
All trucks in Thunder Bay?
Yeah, sitting outside a shop.
Yeah, that's, it's common.
It's fun.
Oh, yeah, well,
Just too busy.
we put a lot of our trucks on a tow truck and bring them to Sault Ste. Marie.
Holy Lord, Lifton.
You paid $2,000 to get it to Thunder Bay.
That's about 4 or 5 grand, I'm gonna see.
Okay, so we're done with the,
No, I wanted to hear Tammy's verbal report on Superior Greenstone School Board.
Yeah.
We had a meeting, a site meeting. They have concerns on the timing of the snow clearing at the school. So they are asking for the street to be cleared prior to 7 a.m. So that is an issue because we're in a union contract and the shift starts at 7:30.
Are they gonna pay the overtime?
That too, and then when they do start snow plowing earlier in the morning because of a snow event, then the priority list takes precedent according to minimum standards. I explained all of that to them, and they're asking to, for the school to be put on the priority list at a higher level than what some of our mains are at. So I have pulled the winter road maintenance policy that we need to update anyways. we'll take a look at the policy to see if there's anything that we can do. They also suggested that we extend their school loading zone. Right now, it's from hydropole to hydropole, so they want to extend it closer to the Winnipeg, Ontario intersection, so it would be 2 hydropoles wide, sort of thing. I don't think that that's a big ordeal, however, may require an amendment to your parking bylaws.
I was gonna say, they park there. How does that work? Their staff park there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do we have similar concerns from the other school board?
no, no. And when the plow goes by, their loader is working around town anyway, so, I mean, they see when it's been plowed and they go and clear it away right away. It's just if the bus comes in faster than the loader can get there, then they're feeling that they can't get their handicapped ramp down off the bus.
Right.
You might-
There's ways around that, but we need to really look at whether or not we can help them, but we are facing some restraints ourselves based on minimum standards and timing and.
When our day starts, when their day starts?
Yep.
So is this board having similar issues in Terrace Bay? Or is it just
Not
in
that they
Schreiber?
mentioned to me. I didn't
Just
ask.
could be the difference in the layout of the school.
That's right. the
Yeah, I
layout,
guess so,
I
yeah.
think that has something to do with it.
Yeah.
But what did they do before this year or last year?
Well, last year, if you recall, we had
Same thing,
a
right?
letter from,
But before that,
yeah,
just became an issue last year.
No, it's been out there.
It's been what?
It's been out there.
Yeah, okay.
We'll wait and see what their letter says, really.
They don't have a parking lot.
yeah, I've asked them to outline the highlights of our meeting, our site meeting, in a letter. I will take it to council at that point with some of the challenges that we are facing in order to address their points mentioned in the letter, and then we'll go from there.
There may in fact be some type of compromise you can come up with
We
on some
definitely will
issues.
try,
Okay.
absolutely.
And I think I would talk to the fire department and maybe the police about extending the bus
Loading zone?
loading zone to the corner. I think maybe the fire department or somebody will have concerns on that.
There's a long history there. That's been attempted once before, but we can go over that.
We go over that with Tom, yeah?
Yeah. The problem with that school is their fencing
Mhm.
and where they place their main entrance, which is right in front of that door where the flagpole is.
Right.
Since that is the only gap in the fence, that is also their fire route. So they
Oh.
have attempted to expand that before previously, but because it's their fire route where the fire trucks have to go in, we don't allow any parking or that
Well,
bus
that makes
loading
sense.
zone to be extended there.
Mm.
So we've given them letters in the past asking them to
Please don't
open
park there.
another driveway by placing a hole in the fence somewhere else. So, but we can go over that.
Oh, that's good to know.
That makes sense.
Yep, absolutely. And I'll pull the OTM manuals as well to, cause that dictates your parking and lines and all that kind of measurements away from intersections, and so we'll collaborate then.
Good?
And I liked your note about the splash pad, Tam. I happen to love the rocks.
Oh.
That's just me.
Oh, great.
I don't know anybody else thinks, but I love those rocks. I know we've got to work on that yet, but I love those rocks there.
No, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I would have missed it again. Should we bring? I
Yes.
mean, we're good till October 31st.
Yes, I think we should go ahead.
But should we bring that forward to a public meeting at the start of next meeting on whether we're going to close the road for good or not?
Absolutely. Let's bring it to the public meeting and see what they say.
Okay.
But I love the rocks.
They look great.
Okay, number 5 then, Director of Operations report, Discovery Center VR door.
Do we, hold on, before you go.
Oops, sorry,
okay.
Dave.
There's this, the adverse test results. Did you wanna talk about that at all, Tammy, or give us a quick summary of what happened?
This AWQI report, maybe you could explain it in English.
That's basically what I'm asking, yeah.
Currently, we were turning down, gradually the pre-chlorinating at the water plant and dosing after the filters. And that makes, if you can chlorinate after the water's been filtered, you take the organics out of the water. And therefore, you don't get the THMs or the HAAs. So when we experienced the chlorine leak, they had to stop post-chlorinating and go back to pre-chlorinating. And that was designed before the elevated tower was there. So that system is there, the contact loop is there. The only problem with that is that you're treating raw water, so the chlorine interacts with organics in the raw water. That's what creates the HAAs. And so because of that incident, we've had an increased number for HAAs. And it works, we take samples quarterly, and it's a running average
Right.
that we are looking at. So that's where you see that 123 elevated our 80% that we normally maintain.
Thanks.
Okay, the VR door, number 5. A recommendation.
So my question here is, the people who installed this, why did they not make the mistake?
I wasn't here when that happened, so I can't answer that. I can only assume that they made the mistake. Maybe the proper door wasn't available and that was their only option, I guess, at this point. I really don't know what happened when
Okay.
that
But
was
if it
made.
contravenes building code,
Yeah, I mean, she had noted it in her accessibility
yeah.
on the prior month. But what is a VR door?
That's the virtual rail car. So
the
it's
door
the
that
main
goes into
entrance
the- goes
into
the
where
VR
they
car.
show the movie.
Or just
Okay.
the movie part. It opens that way.
So it pushes in. So if you ever had a panic situation inside the VR car, they would have to run to the door, then back up the whole crowd as they pull the door back into the building. Whereas it should, according to building code, push out so that the flow can keep going.
But I'm still confused why we are paying
Yeah.
for someone else's mistake.
Well, your
Do we not
warranty,
have paperwork or something saying this company installed this door wrong? And like, it doesn't seem like that's a warranty issue, that's just like you screwed up.
I don't know what the drawings were.
Okay.
And how did this get picked up on?
She did an accessibility audit last month.
Okay,
It was on her report.
And,
okay.
I noticed it on
Jan
there,
helped
because I
me
meant
with
to
it
ask
as
you
well.
last month, what is a VR door?
yeah,
Okay.
So can this door be repurposed then?
yes, absolutely. You
Okay.
can also try and sell it or repurpose it within,
Yeah, so it has some value.
yeah.
So this is, my question was, is it eligible for grant? But it's not, because it was already paid for in the first place, it just was installed on.
Yeah.
So,
It's really stupid.
I know. Well, because everything's so brand new down there, right? You don't count on this stuff happening. I guess I had one question that, in the financial impact, we talk about $21,000 was approved in the 2023 budget for accessibility improvements. I can't find that on my budget variance report, Marlene.
It's in your capital.
It's in my capital projects?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's come
So, do you just off the top, how much of that 21 do we have left? All of it? Or have we spent some of it already?
We didn't do anything with the
I believe we
door,
have.
right? And we haven't done anything with the VR car, so the VR car was budgeted at 6,000. And then accessibility in the municipal complex was at 15. So 85, 4,000.
No, I don't think I've done any accessibility work other than the VR car.
And you didn't do that yet, right? It's not-
Right.
Yeah.
No, she hasn't. Because the washrooms, the downtown revitalization washrooms were done partially under grant.
Yes,
So that expense, was it not the rest of the expense put towards accessibility?
we chose not to, do the automated doors at the splash pad,
Ah,
if you recall that conversation.
right. But we did the grab bars and the higher
That's
toilet
right,
and
we
the
did what we
specialized
could
thing.
inside.
Okay, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
And the ramp repair at the library wasn't from that either?
No,
So we have, we in fact have that money left over?
There's $6,000 budgeted for the VR car.
Okay.
there was 15,000 budgeted for this building, but we didn't do the
You
work.
didn't
in this
do
building.
nothing, so you got the full 21.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gotta be done.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
out of compliance, so I hear.
I'm annoyed
Sorry, I
with
hear
it,
the
yeah.
concern.
Yeah.
No,
You know what I mean?
I get it.
$7,000, man. So then I would go with Dave's suggestion, is there some way we can either repurpose it, that door, or sell it? Try to improve-
Absolutely.
I mean, because it is brand new,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
or Dan, sorry. Do you not think?
Yeah, well, yeah. Cover some of the money. Or use it somewhere else.
Purpose or sell?
So we're gonna go with the recommendation?
Oh, so, I'm sorry. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, Director of Operations report, the vault. Interior. That was your pricing.
So I understand that finishes are necessary. I think that they absolutely are necessary. I guess my one question was, do these finishes, are they gonna impact the storage capability of that vault? So are we still gonna be able to put 2 caskets in there?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I make a recommendation that we carry what we have in budget now over and add 2,500 to the budget for the vault next year and do everything at the same time?
I mean, bylaw, fix it up, do everything all at once.
We got the money for the strapping and everything now, and the wall paneling, but let's not buy it. Let's
Okay.
just move that money to 2024 and add a line of 2,500 for the insulation
At the cemetery.
at the cemetery and catch one of the companies going by so that we don't have to pay the transportation and get it all done at that point in time. Like, I mean, in 2024, get it strapped,
Right.
then catch one of the companies going by, get it insulated, and then panel it, and then we're ready, and
So this winter, we'll just continue on the way we
Let's-
have been.
let's kind of slow down and do it right.
And do it right, okay?
I'm in agreement with Anne Marie. I do, it's not a stupid,
No,
we do need it. Even if you were doing a dig and something drastically went wrong with the machine. Our grader's been up in Thunder Bay all summer, like, who's to say something, the machine might sit there for 3 months in the winter, the way this world's going. So.
I like your stance on doing it right, making sure it's done right.
So we're not losing it, like, we're not losing anything, we're just slowing down, getting it done right, and putting the money where we need it, and then the money's there.
And then there's not a big fat race to get that bylaw in real quick, that quick. We could take our time with that too, just to review some of that stuff too.
Seeing everybody's good with it?
Yeah.
Okay. Marina roof.
So number 4 on this, Tammy, is this saying that if we do this repair, then we're not eligible for the grant?
We are, we have applied for the grant. We won't have a response for the grant until November. We could secure a contractor prior to being accepted by the grant, but we can't start work. And that's the part where it gets really dicey. I'm not sure that we can wait. You've seen the pictures of
Yeah.
the roof, and patching it is not really an option because there's gaping holes. It's
Yeah,
not
because the
just-
last meeting, that's what you had talked about. You were just gonna get the guys to patch it and we were gonna
Yeah.
be able to hold off till the spring.
Yeah,
That's no longer feasible?
then they went up there and took these pictures, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's much worse than anticipated. So this company came in at a lower quote than what the original contractors were that came in early in the spring.
These guys are at Thunder Bay?
Yes.
Yeah.
They do want money by e-transfer, which we don't do, right?
So, yeah.
We can find a better way to get them a check, or if they bank with our bank, we can just transfer the funds, but we
Mhm.
don't do e-transfers.
I would note, I checked back in my notes, Tim. I don't think it was 63 that was budgeted, it was 53. It was budgeted, but your 41's still underneath. But I'm with Dan, if we go with this, I think effectively we're walking away from that grant. So as long as the rest of the council knows, but this was, Tammy's right, this was approved in the 2023 capital budget. Because we said whether we get a grant or not, we're gonna fix that roof. If I recall
Mhm.
correctly. And then we found out there was possibility of a grant, so we were holding off.
Yeah.
So if we get this roof fixed with this company, we're probably walking away from that grant.
Unless you can talk them into it, that it was necessary, winter was coming, it was, you know, emergency circumstances, and ask them to
It'd be
please,
worth a try.
That's a possibility,
if we get approved.
Yeah.
Regardless, if we get the grant or not, we're probably looking at least a third more next year from the damage that's done this year.
Yeah,
That's a good point, Ben.
Plus the hazards that go along with that.
I think we gotta go, we've done it before, and I think we gotta go with it, and, I mean, you look at the pictures.
Yeah.
The pictures
I
speak
don't
for
know how
themselves,
you
that's
don't-
horrid.
I don't know how you don't do it, so. And not rule out the grant, let's still go after it.
Yeah.
But Rosalie's right, we might have to do some tweaking.
No, definitely.
But I'm gonna say, if we're making a decision tonight to do this, then we need to stand by it and say, okay, we're doing this, and if the grant falls through, then no one's gonna be upset.
Correct. But I totally agree with Benji. If we don't do it, then we're adding another third onto whenever the time is to do it, and nothing's guaranteeing we're gonna get a grant.
Yeah.
And that's, that might be best case, you know what I mean? Maybe the whole ceiling collapses in the arena this summer from water leaking
Yeah.
and like, I don't know, we shut our facility down.
And we've been putting, we really dedicated so much money to repairs to that asset. Why would we not, I mean, we're repairing everything inside, and now we're not gonna take care of a roof.
Say do it.
Okay?
I think it's a good idea to go ahead.
Yeah.
When can they start? If you give them a go-ahead.
As soon as we take care of the financial criteria at the bottom of the report, he said that he could be up here pretty quick.
Okay.
He knows that we are definitely racing the weather.
Do we know anything about the contractor? Like, can they? No, not really.
The
That's a
only
good
thing
question.
I know, the only thing I know about the contractor is that he's got multiple offices throughout Ontario. He's got an office based in Southern Ontario. He's got one in Thunder Bay. He runs and manages a few different offices in different areas of Ontario. So, I mean, they seem to have the experience behind them.
Okay, I think we can go with the recommendation. Everybody's on board with it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, number 9, Finance and Special Projects report.
So this is what Anne Marie noticed at the last meeting.
Oh, sorry,
That's what I have.
You missed number 8, huh?
I missed 8.
Oh, I was talking about 8.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so this contract was supposed to be completed by September 30th, and last meeting was September 26th, and I believe Counselor said, are they gonna finish it in 4 days? And that's when I realized that Kim had sent me the report, but then there were some illnesses and stuff, and we didn't connect. So this is committee of the whole, so the bylaw can't be passed until next council meeting, so it's gonna be, again, it's only a few days. Are they gonna be done by October 31st? But
So are they, you think?
that's what Kim says. So, I mean, at the council meeting next time, we can always amend the amending bylaw to make it November 30th or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, number 9, go with that. Number 9 is renewing the advertisement, I guess.
Yeah. I think it pays off for us.
Do we get stats or anything, like how many people came and got a stamp, that kind of stuff? Did we get that information?
Right, we might have it.
She
Why
might
do
have.
I think we
Curious.
did?
Yeah.
I think we
Did we
did.
get that?
Where do they pick up the stamp?
Here,
Yeah.
here at the.
Discovery
no,
Center?
Yeah, at Discovery Center.
So they should have a stat, they should have stats on
I
that.
would imagine.
I'm sure that she did.
Yeah.
I was talking to her about that, how like, because we get all the traffic from this one.
Yeah, no, I just would
But
be curious to
I
see
remember
how.
asking her, cause you know what, it's in the last report, she said how many people can come through.
Oh, okay, was it in that report? I can't remember, sorry.
Oh, boy. There was just something that they were celebrating, was it the 4,000th person this
Yeah.
year?
Yeah,
Am I remembering that right on Facebook?
Yeah.
So,
I don't have the Facebook.
you don't have the Facebook, but I'm sure that's what it said.
Okay.
yeah, it was
Cool.
4,000.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great, yeah.
See, last year it was 3,500, this year it's going up to 3,995.
I'm all for it if they get the wording right.
That's my,
Yeah.
that
If they
was
get
my
the
only
advertising
stipulation,
right,
because
right.
remember, we put the money out and they said, oh yeah, you can't change anything, like,
Now they.
I would like to recommend that, yes, we do this only
If the wording's right, we're
if
not
she
downtown
gets a chance
no
to go over
more.
that wording and make it be 100% better than it was, because there was a lot of stuff that could have been changed.
Well, they
And
know,
better pictures used.
Yeah.
they know it for 2 years now, so.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be saying, I wanna pay that bill, and someone say, oh, we didn't get the wording changed, I'd be saying, nope, we're not paying it.
Okay, well, let's find out, if the wording's all changed, and if the wording's all changed, we can go with the recommendation.
Because they have until when you take a look at the packages, she has until November the 1st, it says in that package, to update that one-page ad and any verbiage that's about your community. So I would suggest that we do that ASAP. And say, yes, we're going to commit this, but not if those changes don't get made.
And who's committed to doing the changes?
I would say Kim probably, she would know best. She opens and closes that Discovery Center, she's the one that trains people down there, if you wanted to have admin sit down and go over, I wouldn't be against it either. I mean, it's probably more sets of eyes are better than, but I don't think you need to bring it back to us. Unless somebody here, unless Dan or any of you guys think you want to have a look at it.
No.
What was the problem with the previous one?
It was all old information
It said
and,
the Discovery Center was downtown.
No,
Yeah.
and it was downtown.
It was originally, yeah.
and they had some wrong pictures and
Yeah.
we paid for that.
Just needs an update.
Yeah,
Let's make sure it's updated.
yeah. So as long as it's updated.
Okay, number 10, Recreation Programmer Report Committee Appointments. Recommendation is to add Erica Bryson and Lisa Nesbitt. Definitely for it.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I approve.
Welcome aboard. Recreation Programmer Report, free skating.
I'm not so sure I understand the logic behind that one, but like people don't use the ice for public skating, so I don't know. And if it brought in a revenue of $1,500,
What's the cost for a shinny pass?
I think
It's the
it's like
same, I think it's all.
$50 or
yeah.
something, and they can go to Shinny and skate all year.
Yeah.
I think the pass covers both.
Yeah,
So
it does.
yeah.
You're
It's
gonna,
like it's-
you're gonna still have the revenue because the people are gonna buy it to pay shinny, but you might get
Yeah.
more people coming out to skate because
Because it's
they're
free.
not interested in shinny, but they'll skate for free.
Yeah, well, that doesn't, I don't know, just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I like to play Shinny, I gotta pay, but if I just wanna go ski.
But I see some,
Marlene, is that 1520 for shinny and skating, or did you pull that out, separate that on it?
I don't know, are you talking about the report?
It just says, during the 2022-23 arena season, public skating passes brought in revenue of $1,520.
I didn't provide any information on that report.
Okay.
I think it's one, it
And
was
the-
one, it wasn't like a shinny pass, public skating pass, it's just.
It was just
it's
one
a-
pass.
A skate
Okay.
pass.
Oh,
Sorry, I
okay.
just wanted to make
I'm
sure.
fairly certain that's how.
Yeah,
it
well,
works.
that's the way, I thought there was a pass for,
No, I think it was just a,
Okay,
But
and you
now-
could pay for like half a year or a whole year, I
But-
think.
but now if it was just a shinny pass and you didn't need it for public skating, how much would the shinny pass be? $10?
Well, it'd be the same, I think.
It would stay the same.
Okay.
And then it's like, I don't know. I mean, it's small potatoes, it's just the principle of it. I just don't get it.
I guess the idea is to get more people out public skating, is that the idea here?
so I was looking, just by happenstance, Nippigan published theirs. They do free public skates in the morning, but then they do paid public skates in the evening.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, like, how often, Tam, do you know how often that ice is flooded? Like, the is there a lot of extra flooding before I don't know, public skating and shinny, and then it's a whole bunch of extra time?
As soon as if they had public skating,
Yeah.
they would have to flood before figure skating went on.
But if they have public skating, would they flood before shinny?
I believe so. So on the weekends, if there's no hockey tournament of any kind, then your whole weekend is dedicated to public skating or shinny.
Right,
And you have to have an attendant.
right. But do you have to flood between two people public skating and a bunch of guys playing shinny?
I think it depends on how much traffic is on the ice and what kind of shape it's in, what they were doing on the ice. If your public skaters are figure skating and doing jumps and stuff like that, you would have to repair the ice. It just depends on the amount of traffic. Shinny, I think, is much more active on the ice, so you would definitely want to flood between shinny age groups.
Okay. I'm just looking for ways to try and cut money if we're gonna start losing revenue. I'm with you, it looks like small potatoes, but we
Yeah,
small
it's just-
potato everything.
Even if you bring in the same amount, it just doesn't make any sense to me. You wanna play hockey, you pay, but if you just wanna skate, then you're good. You're still using the ice, and
But that's what's happening, so the
if you
people
wanna
people
skate for
who
free,
just
go to
wanna
the
skate.
outdoor rink.
don't wanna play hockey. They have to pay. This is saying, no, you don't have to pay if you don't wanna play hockey. I mean,
So
it's two
you-
ways, right? Two sides of the same coin.
I don't see it that way, though. If you, they're still walking through the door and they're still using the ice. But I'm good, it doesn't make sense to me.
And but you don't think there's gonna
But-
be a big decrease in revenue anyways, because most of the players are playing shinny, is your thinking? Gotcha. I don't know.
That's
I don't
what
do
it's-
either, so.
I don't care.
I don't
I
care.
understand what
At the
he's
end of the day,
saying.
I just.
Yeah,
Well, I can throw another wrench into it. and
Sure, go
probably
ahead.
I'm not going to be popular for it,
be
but
careful.
it's whatever. I sat up in Morris's apartment last winter for 3 months with my wife and taking care of him, and was center ice over the outdoor arena. 2 kids on that in 3 months for 20 minutes. 2 kids.
And who pays to put that in there?
We did. So I'm not totally against free public skating.
But then there's no.
But if
outdoor.
we did free public skating, why would we do the outdoor arena?
You don't. You don't. I completely agree with him.
So then maybe that's a way. We
Yeah.
could stand to bring in less money, but if we offer free public skating, the township will not be responsible for putting ice in the outdoor arena. Not to say you couldn't if you wanted to, if somebody wanted to take it on.
And then everybody can skate free.
Unless you want to play hockey.
I'm not going.
I think it's apples to apples.
Yeah.
I don't understand why one group pays and the other doesn't, but it's not that big of a deal that I'm gonna worry about.
But I don't like,
Don't
I sat there and I watched Thunder Bay talk about their outdoor rinks and closing them down and everything like that. And you gotta agree with some of what they're saying. You put 50, 60 hours into making ice. We have never put an ice in our outdoor rink until after January. And very seldom can you.
Yo,
And you put it in, and by the end of February, the weather's nice. And in January, nowadays, the way everything's been going, you probably get 3 rainstorms. And then they gotta reflood again. So, I'm not against free skating. If everybody, like, the kids that use the outdoor rink, cause they haven't got the money or whatever, we're letting them skate up at the arena for free. That's the way I look at it.
and we just invested a ton of money in a new brine pump and chiller and to make sure we had really good ice.
And the other side of that is you won't need somebody checking all the passes, right?
Right.
Yeah, so that's another
Okay.
part of it.
No.
I don't think they were standing at the door
No,
checking
God, no.
anyway.
I can,
They didn't
So
try
I
to
mean, we're
arrest you.
gonna,
I can confirm that.
so we're gonna have this discussion again, obviously, when we have to cut.
Yeah,
And we're gonna come back to the outdoor rink again.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's,
I'm okay with that as recommended.
yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
okay, recreation program report, winter carnival.
My only question, and I haven't talked to Evan about it, which I probably should have just asked him, but this is not in any way going to conflict with what's Terrace Bay's winter fest thing that they do.
When I talked to him about why we don't do this on Family Day, he said it's because they do it in Terrace Bay on Family Day.
But they didn't last year. And we
Oh,
had
they did it
it,
the same day we
we
did.
had it at the same
It was
weekend.
Christoffel.
So it's for sure Terrace Bay's doing it on Family Day weekend.
No. These dates were put on the back of our winter carnival last year.
Yeah,
And that, what we said last year is we're going to a 4-day winter carnival. We're staying with a 4-day winter carnival, and we would go in the anniversary years, we may go up to 7 days, and same with Heritage Days and that. And Terrace Bay was Family Day, but they wanted to get out of Family Day because Family Day, everybody goes away, or everybody goes out to their camp skidooing or something like that. So it was interfering with the winter carnival. Like Terrace Bay will have to make up their minds when they're going to do it.
I just wanna
We-
make
yeah,
sure
no,
they
but-
haven't
no,
passed
we
something in
haven't-
Terrace Bay
We
saying-
haven't moved, and we don't have any intention of moving, even though the Winterfest, or the Winter Olympics, are in Thunder Bay at the same time as this.
All of those winter games, yeah.
But it don't matter, we're not changing because of that.
Yeah, as long as, yeah.
I take your point seriously. Can I not encourage some communication that maybe Evan can phone his counterpart in Terrace Bay and say, hey, by the way?
I think they have.
Okay,
As
can
long
we
as,
just-
that's all, I just wanna make sure.
Can we just make
Yeah.
sure he has maybe? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, no, I think they have, because
Like, I
I
don't
think they're
wanna-
working good together.
Yeah, I didn't see the minutes from the last Terrace Bay meeting when they passed our winter fest is gonna be,
No,
No.
just to
No,
be
for
clear.
sure, no.
yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Well, just so we don't get asked the question after the fact, right?
Yeah,
Don't you guys
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And my only comment is, I love the dates. I love that they're shorter. Is it possible to have a proposed financial budget in January instead of waiting till it's like slam or right on that date? Would it be possible to have that budget, to know what grants we've applied for, what grants we're gonna get, what they plan on spending? As part of, I know they're talking about the Recreation and Festivals Committee will begin planning Winter Carnival at the next committee meeting. Can I just ask that? That's one thing that kind of falls through the cracks.
Okay, and Heritage Days.
We're sticking with that third week. I like the shorter time frame.
Yep, that's the dates that we had picked and everything, and they changed some events around,
Yeah.
and rightfully so. They were recommended by
The changes that we talked about at the meeting, yeah.
changes we talked about previously, and they'll work it out.
Marlena, you had mentioned that you thought the 2023 final financial report would probably be available for October 26th meeting. You still thinking we're heading that way?
Well, Evan has been working on it at my request. I
Perfect.
don't recall getting anything
Okay.
from him, so I
But
will
we still have a
touch
couple of
base.
weeks.
Well, no, we would need it before, we'd need it by Monday in order to review it, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just following up.
Okay, so we're good with everything the Heritage Days there for now? Like, I mean, it's just a draft,
Mhm.
but we're good with the dates and everything. Okay. Number 14, June and July senior coordinators reports.
Okay, I guess I can provide an update, or, I mean, we've gone over some of this stuff at previous meeting, but I'll have a better update when the minutes come out. 'Cause we did discuss some new items that are coming up. I could just give an update on some, the membership is now up to 397. And some of the a new program that's coming out is for foot care every second Friday. There will be foot care available from a nurse, a local nurse from, I believe, Marathon. And it's $50 for seniors. But it's been really busy there, so.
She's booked solid,
Yeah,
eh?
you gotta get on the list. So our barbecues, successful season for barbecues, they ended in September. And, I mean, I was around there a few times this summer, and the mayor was there as well, and we get some regular customers, and it's busy enough. Downtown, the downtown location is perfect
Yeah,
for that.
perfect, it is. You're quite right.
I mean, people, you can see, people are sitting under the tent, or they're going over by the cemetery, sit on the benches, so additional benches will be perfect, so. Lots of Facebook hits on our summer activities, so good response on what we're doing in the community and as a senior center. So it's all good news.
Okay, thanks for that, Dan. Occupational Health and Safety Committee minutes. Did you want to touch on anything there, Tammy?
No, I don't think so. Pretty self-explanatory there.
Okay. Number 16, Schreiber Public Library.
These are from June. Does anyone have any questions about them?
I was a little surprised at the grammar.
These meetings typically run almost 3 hours.
Last one, I was home by 5. So it started
Oh,
at
it starts at
3?
3,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
so
yeah,
2
yeah,
hours.
2 hours. Goal is to be out of there by 5.
Yeah.
Brenda's running a tight ship now, it's good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Okay, hearing nothing, let's move on to communications.
I love this. Have we always had this?
Is that local government week?
Local Government Week?
Yep.
So what have we done for Local Government Week?
I don't know what Schreiber's done, other municipalities do.
Oh, I don't think we've done a whole heck.
No, I don't think
You
so.
don't have a
What
lot
do
of
you guys
time.
think? I was pretty excited when I read this. You think it's funny? I don't know. Ways to regularly connect with your local youth group, students and volunteers to support them stepping into the sector. That sounds like a presentation at a high school to me.
We're not talking about bringing student in on.
I thought we did. Thought we
did.
I found
mentioned
a file
that.
in Nathan's office.
Yeah, but I thought we
Youth
talked
stuff.
about
I
that.
thought we did, and it wasn't too
Youth
long
guy?
ago.
Good luck. You been in that high school?
Well, and then sharing your local government and member stories with us. We're always looking for ways to promote our community and our municipal experts. Going out do like little interviews you can put on Facebook page or Discover Media. You guys don't even look a little bit excited. And taking a team photo for sharing on social media using Local Gov Week.
I'll take a picture.
I'm telling you, I mean, I had promised when I ran that I would go once a year and meet with local businesses. I'm going to take Local Government Week and do that week. And I'm gonna have to find a button or something that I can put on the hat to go around and say, did you know it's Local Government Week? We have a
Want me
whole week
to
on us.
Forward this to you so you can click on the toolkit.
I know.
I'll forward it to you.
Well, I just thought, I didn't know if I could con these guys into actually doing any of this. I was really excited when I saw this. I'm probably the only one, right? Darn it. Do you not think that's cool? You don't.
No.
That's fair. Okay.
I'm gonna be honest.
Okay, hearing nothing else on communications.
He's trying to move on too.
We
Get
shall
all
move
that.
on to unfinished business.
Son of a gun.
And, well, that's our event. So we'll move to the catering part.
I don't know where the price per.
So we just got the, both quotes on Breeze.
That's a good question. Do we know what the price, what we paid last year?
48 per plate
48 per plate? For the turkey dinner?
for a s'more.
For a s'more?
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah. What do you guys want? You want a s'more or you want a turkey dinner?
Don't care.
I like turkey dinner.
Even after you just ate turkey all weekend, man?
Yeah, but
I think Benji's for the s'more.
I'm probably gonna get Sudbury, but.
Oh.
that's traditional.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good to know. Who needs a Benji's or?
I don't think it will impact the price per ticket substantially, whichever one we choose, so.
No, it's
Yeah, it's-
whichever one we choose.
Doesn't matter.
Turkey?
Don't matter to me.
Hey,
It doesn't matter to me either. I'm open either way.
well, I'm starting at Dan, so
Okay, go man. S'more or turkey?
Turkey?
Dave,
Sure. Turkey sounds great.
Turkey's good.
Get your hand out on the
Oh,
s'more.
I'll be there.
You're weak, I tell you.
and Rick.
Then I'll say s'more just because I like being different.
Okay, I'll say s'more too. 3-2, we lose.
We lose. Turkey it is.
Bring your own pierogies.
BYOB. BYOB.
Ah. And we had the quote for the music, and you haven't had a blue highlight on a Santa suit. Is there anything else you need?
Well, last year we did not do the Santa or the gift exchange. They decided against it last year,
Okay.
so that was something for future discussion, but keep, whether you want to do that again, have the Santa come back and the gift exchange come back. Last year they decided not to do it.
Last year was it the senior supper or this dinner that we did donation to the food bank?
Well, it's-
This one we do. This one we do donations to the food bank. I don't know whether the seniors do it or not.
I'm trying to remember which one of us did it. Maybe it was fun.
It could have been both, but I know traditionally they do it at the town. So.
When do you pick Citizen of the Year?
That's an advertisement that goes out for nominations. So that'll go in early November for the residents to make a nomination.
Okay.
Citizen of the Year.
So there's no choices in the turkey thing there, in the turkey. I'm just making sure.
No, it wasn't the first option, that was the
Okay.
choices.
Okay, so we're good with that, then we'll move on to other business, and that's the Roma conference.
Do you usually have that?
We usually send the CAO, the mayor, and one counselor.
We're gonna have information or a delegation package ready to go, do you think?
I would think so. I mean, I want to, I'll talk to Tammy tomorrow. Yeah, I think we gotta go after the sewer plant.
Yeah, the effluent, yeah.
But I think we gotta be switching here. I think we gotta go to solution in the box.
Okay.
And if we go to solution in the box, I'm gonna suggest we talk with Cheryl Ford from Warren Payne and what's his name there from Greenstone? Jamie McPherson,
Yeah,
and do a delegation together. Because they don't seem to care about little towns up here and the sewer problems that we're having. So I mean, if
well, Rosalie would have access to packages that we did last year, right? He would must have something, he's got something for sure in his office. She could probably let us know what we brought, I know, or get somebody else to look for it free, but, because I mean, I worked it out, 3 nights possibly, registration, mileage, Thunderband, and flight using Porter. You're looking at this at $2,100 touch before you even pay for meals, and that doesn't include tax. So again, if you're gonna go with a good solid plan and you're going for a reason, then I think, yeah, mayor, CEO, and another councillor, definitely. But if you're going to just give the same old and not, then I just kind of think I just pare it back a little bit. Because we're looking at 2024 budget, and I know that was one area we talked about. I know traditionally it's been the mayor and the CAO and another councillor. My question is, does it always have to be? So that's the only thing I'd say about that. But yeah, we've never not gone.
no, I mean,
No.
you out of the two, out of Amo or Roma, I would definitely go to Roma.
Rome is the one.
I think so.
Thoughts?
Like we didn't go to Amo this year.
No.
The interesting thing about Roma that we always have is it's called the Rural Ontario Municipal Association, and Ottawa's a member. Like, if you have any portion of your municipality that's rural, you can become a member. And that, sometimes they hog the spotlight from the bigger municipalities and take all the delegation spaces, when they should be going to AMO and doing that and leave Roma for the smaller people.
For the smaller, yeah.
But that's not something that you talk about at the conference.
Yeah, but I mean, Roma, I haven't gone to Amo, but Roma seems to be touching on the rural more.
Oh, it does, for
So,
sure. Yeah, and
That's
some of
the
the
one I
educational
would-
programs are geared to the smaller municipalities, but
I mean, if you could get into you can get delegations at Noma. You're lucky enough to get a delegation at Noma for what we need, I'd be fine too. But I mean,
Noma usually gets a sit-down with, they usually get a bigger meeting than a
Yeah.
delegation, a sit-down with several of the MPs.
Yeah.
but,
So if you can bring an issue forward that Noma agrees
I
with,
mean,
that's bang for your buck.
networking is very important. And I can,
Be here the
Yeah.
whole time.
I'm not gonna touch on that right now,
Yeah, actually, it was very interesting as a new counselor to go there and just to live through that experience.
Oh, I think they all know this one. My schedule is so brutal to try to plan stuff like that.
did you bring my note?
I just hate to say I'm gonna go in and have to bail out. and
Yeah,
cost
okay.
money, like,
But
So what are we doing with this? Because early bird rate ends
Yeah.
Friday, October
Right.
27th.
Mm-hmm.
So that's after the next council meeting, but you're on.
At very least, she's gonna need to, yeah, you're quite right, our next council meeting.
Actually, there's a lot of municipalities that can't afford to go to Roma or anymore, and therefore they can't have any delegations. So what came up at the municipal league is how do we fix that?
And did they have any thoughts about that, Dan?
What's that?
Did they have any, like, concrete thoughts about that?
There was a lot of talk about that when they did it virtually over
Yeah,
COVID,
and that's exactly.
because it opened it up to the
Yeah.
municipalities that could
Yeah.
previously never afford it.
No, so, yeah, so these communities can't afford to go, perfect, but we may be able to capitalize on that as well, so.
But during the first year of COVID, they promised that, this works great and everything
Yeah.
like that. We'll probably carry on with it after COVID. Second year after the virtual meetings, after the second year, and then COVID was over and no more virtual meetings.
so if we have had lots of positive outcomes from these delegations, like, has it brought all kinds of, or any?
Well, it brings, yeah. But like I say, even the network.
Yeah, well, for sure, yeah.
I don't, I haven't got the dates in front of me.
January 21st to the 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday to
Sunday to a
Wednesday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Pardon me?
Sunday to a Tuesday.
No, I mean,
Oh.
cancellation of,
Oh,
if
it's,
we register, if we get 3 rooms.
Well, it'll be the same cancellation policy as it typically is, and you will lose the one night again.
Cancellations received prior to 4 p.m. will be eligible for a refund less $95.
that's all it would cost you.
Yeah.
Cancellations made after 4 p.m. are non-refundable.
So you could book them and then say by November 23rd,
Yeah.
if we cancel, them already $95.
Right. I would say about 3.
Look 3. Okay. And I will have a look for the packages. I found a whole new thing in yesterday when I was looking at the computer. I said, what's this? Click. Ooh.
And then we can have a further discussion on the
going, Henry?
24th of
Who's gonna go and,
who might be going.
Are you going?
Okay.
Hard to say.
I mean, I could, but I know what you guys say about networking, but Dan, I work with those people.
Yeah.
It's for me. You're gonna go, hey, I'm Ray.
You work, so, easy.
So, I mean, I don't mind to go, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't, networking is a waste for me.
They do have good educational sessions.
They do that.
If they would offer them virtually, that would help.
Yeah, yeah, I like those things better than I like anything else, quite truthfully.
Or even if they did a hybrid.
That's what they said they would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the time being 8:33 p.m. and there being no further business at hand, as chair, I declare this meeting to be adjourned.
Perfect. I'll set up a date, forget the high school. I can't believe you wouldn't play with me, honest to God.
Dave's like, no. Just no, he didn't.
You
Yeah.
They were pretty
Your
interested
kid's the only kid who doesn't
in us during the
skip,
election, were they not?
I know.
Yeah,
Doesn't
but I
skip.
don't